But thanks to DV Sport, Matt, shout out to them. I got the latest playoff games in the queue here, and I wanted to run through a few things with you real quick. And this is Kansas City on O. Bailey, you could share it. From the Buffalo game this past weekend, Matt, that came down to the 4th and 1 stoppage. I just wanted to go through a few things with you and explain what the Chiefs are going to do on offense, and then I'll pull up the Eagles' defense against Washington from this past weekend, and we can kind of just go back and forth with the two teams that are going to play in the Super Bowl again in Super Bowl 59, 2 years removed from Super Bowl 57 rematch. This is what Mahomes does well, Matt. Gets the ball out of his hand. Andy Reid devises things to get their guys mismatches. We call it A&O as a play caller, angle and opportunity. Andy Reid's the best in the business at angle and opportunity, meaning that the O-line has angle and opportunity in the run game. The wide receivers have angle and opportunity on the defenders, and Mahomes understands that angle and opportunity and can get the ball out of his hands and doesn't hold it very long. If you look at him and Brady and Kurt Warner and the legends that have won Super Bowls, they don't hold the ball in the pocket and run around. They actually make plays with their feet, but eyes continue to work the field and the coverage manipulation. I think Mahomes does a great job of it. This is finding the ball, finding the void. What does the Chiefs got to do on offense against the number one defense on stats against the Philadelphia Eagles, Matt? It will be a dry surface. There will be no weather involved in a dome. That won't be an excuse this week. What does this Chiefs team got to do against Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and that front four the Eagles present?
Look, I mean, they've got to do what they do. They've got to run the football with Pacheco. They need to make sure that they're downhill and supporting Mahomes in that regard. You know, one thing that Vic Fangio's defense is notorious for is in between the 20s, they'll bend. But when they get inside the 20, 25, the red zone, they're pretty hard to score touchdowns on. You know, if you look at that last play for Kansas City, that's the opening play of the game. And they go from, 11 3-by-1 and the tight end scissor to 11 2-by-2, and they run symmetrical route combos. You see both hooks and both flat routes being attacked at the same time. So they throw the open hook route, and he gets a first down, and they keep the party going. So Philadelphia has got to do the same boring shit that Kansas City does all the time, and they do it so well. And they just take the 7 yards and keep the sticks moving. Philadelphia has to do the same thing in the passing game. They've got to make sure that they're restricting Kansas City's ability to control the ball and control the line of scrimmage and control the time of possession by, holding on to the football themselves and keeping Mahomes off the field. Jalen Carter's got to be the best player on the field. If 2-A is going to go play left tackle and they're going to put 66 out there, and no offense to 66, I can't remember his name, but he was getting lifted off the ground in that game the other day by Jordan Phillips. Jalen Carter is 5 times the player Jordan Phillips is. So Jordan Phillips is a great player. I'm saying Jalen Carter is a bad motherfucker. So Jalen and Davis and the other guys out there that play the interior for Philly, they need to go be the best players on the field. Jalen Carter needs to go out and have an Aaron Donald type Super Bowl run.
Yeah,
and he needs to go be the reason they win this fucking game. So that will kind of submit him to as the premier 3 technique in this game. Again, I think he's special. I also think he's lazy. I think that he takes plays off, because he is so good. He can turn it on. I wonder what it'd be like if he really played hard as fuck every single rep. But all that said, Philadelphia's got a tall task in front of them, bro. Like, to think that they're going to, hold Kansas City under 24 points, I just don't see that happening, even though they are outstanding. So, turnovers. And then you remember the way that the Giants beat the Patriots in those Super Bowls, the way they beat them. The D-line and face pressure. Like, it wasn't the defensive ends necessarily. It was the 3 techniques and the 1 techniques and the fucking games and really hitting Tom in the chest and making sure he couldn't step up and throw the football out of the pocket. So if they can't keep the pocket firm and wide and we can't operate inside that phone booth in order to distribute the football, we're fucked. So it's Jalen Carter's got to go be that guy. You go You're pass rushing the fumble, play the run hard, destroy the double teams when they try and run it at you, and then not only make tackles and TFLs and sacks, but go get the football. Like, every time you get an opportunity, maybe when you get an opportunity to pick Mahomes up in this game and hold him up like he's a little kid, like he did at Stafford and guys like that, maybe it's time to DDT his ass and see how he feels when his fucking head and neck are jammed into the fucking ground at 100 miles an hour. Like, I know you'll get a 15-yarder and it'll be dirty, but it also might be the reason you win the Super Bowl too if you destroy his ass.
Yeah, Matt, this little RPO, this is the difference between Spagnuolo and McDermott. They're running an RPO with an outside zone scheme or a pin and pull. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it yet. But the back is going where the blue arrow is, cross face of the Q. The yellow circle is Patrick Mahomes' read key to throw this slant. We know it's man. It's single right here. We know that he's locked. He's locked. It's man free right here. He has a tight end on this side. And there's the yellow circle is going to tell Patrick Mahomes whether he gives or throws the football to all the fans listening. This is too easy. I want to ask Matt and Smitty as a defensive guy, why are we crossing the fucking face with the yellow circle as our read key? Why is he chasing the back when I have a backer right here and a nickel right here? I'm trying to figure out why we're crossing why is he giving – look at this void. Holy shit. Like, that is unbelievable. Unsound. It's unsound. I don't need four guys over there on the back. This is unsound football, in my opinion.
Tight ends, I'm trying to see here. Two tight ends over there. I'm trying to understand why.
There's two tight ends, tight end heavy.
It's stinger. I call it sting left slot. So we're sting left, two slide in, and we got slotted over here. And so here's your nickel. He's got him manned up. This is man, Smitty, right?
Okay. Well, what you're saying is they should have just rolled the protection in essence.
No, 50. 50 is the extra player here. He should have the back if he goes this way. Not 43 coming across 50's face.
Right.
Why is 43?
They should pass it off.
Pass it off, yeah.
Look at that. It's still in candy for Andy Reid.
And then also, if they pass it off, then 43's sitting there in the zone that he throws the fucking ball into.
I bet 43. I bet 43 is messed up though, JB. I don't think
he just messed up. The other side didn't run with the back. There was no communication. No one was like, "It's me" on the motion.
I think Smitty and Matt. I think that nowadays these guys have no clue about college system and college offense at the NFL defensive coordinator level. Unless you're a college guy coming up to coach, the NFL now is being saturated with college concepts that I still think DCs that are old, stuck in their ways, are struggling with. And that's my honest opinion. Because, Matt, you and I know football from prior to RPO, prior to double and triple. In old school defense, if I didn't know that RPO existed, this is a normal football play, Matt. Full flow. Let's go. Yeah. Nowadays, don't you have to be a little bit slower, a little more disciplined, a little later on moving and voiding out areas when we have a thing called RPO? Jalen Hurts lives on it. Patrick Mahomes lives on it. Josh Allen lives on it. Burrow lives with it. These guys are running college concepts. We got to fucking either adapt or die, as you guys say all the time, the Mike Tomlin phrase. We got to start getting with the times. College football is resonating in the NFL level on the offensive side of the football to keep these quarterbacks that are so highly paid upright. So I think that's a huge issue that we don't see. We're not talking about